Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a delicious road trip using our source material to map out some of America's most iconic dishes.
So what is the most iconic food in America? I mean, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it a hamburger? Maybe hot dogs? Apple pie? Right? Well, it turns out the answer is, well, it's a lot more complicated and, frankly, way more delicious than just one single dish.
Yep, you heard that right. We're not talking about one dish, we're talking about 50. Every single state has its own unique culinary identity, a signature flavor that tells a story about its history, its culture, and its people. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
So here's our mission. We're going on a foodie tour of America, basically from A to Z. We're going to be exploring some iconic staples, for sure, but also discovering some really surprising specialties, and even uncovering a few local legends along the way. Think of it as the ultimate culinary road trip.
All right, we're kicking things off down south in Alabama with fried green tomatoes. I mean, this is a true Southern classic, right? It's become legendary, and not just because of the movie.
You know, one source put it perfectly. This isn't just some Hollywood invention. It is the real deal. In fact, the dish is so beloved that some local spots are dishing out hundreds of these perfectly crispy, tangy slices every single day. Just imagine that. Okay, so from the south, let's head west to Arizona for a deep-fried treat that, believe it or not, was supposedly born from a total accident and some seriously quick thinking.
So the legend goes like this. A restaurant owner in Tucson accidentally drops a burrito into a deep fryer. And trying to stop herself from, swearing, she yells out chimichanga instead, which is basically Spanish for thingamajig. And just like that, a delicious thingamajig was born.
Okay, let's keep this regional tour going and head way up to New England. Because in Connecticut, we found a pizza that pretty much breaks every rule you thought you knew about pizza.
All right, check this out. This is a New Haven classic. First off, locals call it a pizza, and it is a fiercely defended tradition. Forget everything you know. There's no mozzarella, there's no red sauce. Nope, it's all about fresh clams, garlic, olive oil, and Parmesan on this amazing, charred, coal-fired crust.
And speaking of pizza, let's go from one, let's say, unconventional pizza to its polar opposite. We're heading to the heartland, to Chicago, for a dish that isn't just a slice of pizza. Oh no, this is more like a full-on knife and fork commitment.
I mean, deep dish pizza is the perfect name for it, right? Our sources were pretty much unanimous on this one, being the most representative food for Illinois. You've got that towering, buttery crust, and then everything's inverted. Cheese on the bottom, tons of it, and then the sauce goes on top. It's this beautiful, delicious monster that just screams Chicago.
All right, let's leave the pizza wars behind us for a minute. Our next stop is in Louisville, Kentucky, for an open-faced sandwich that has a history as rich as its sauce. Seriously.
This is the hot brown, and it's so much more than a sandwich. It's literally a piece of edible history. It was invented way back in the 1920s at the Brown Hotel to feed all the late-night partygoers. And the best part? You can still go to that same hotel today and order the original bubbly golden brown hot brown. How cool is that?
From that southern comfort, let's head to some real Midwestern warmth. We're going way up north to Minnesota for the ultimate cozy meal, a dish that feels like it was specifically designed to help you survive those long, cold winters.
And let's get one thing straight right away. In Minnesota, it is not a casserole. It's a hot dish. Got it? Good. This one-pan wonder is a total staple at potlucks and family dinners. You've got your ground beef and veggies all held together with that classic cream of mushroom soup, and then the crown jewel, a perfect crispy layer of tater tots on top. Yes, please.
Oh boy, now we get to one of America's great food rivalries. Seriously, in North Carolina, barbecue isn't just food. It is an identity, and the state is pretty much split down the middle. In the east, they use the whole hog and drench it in this tangy, sharp vinegar sauce. But head to the west, and it's all about the pork shoulder tossed in a sweeter sauce that has a ketchup base. People have very strong feelings about this.
Okay, we can't do a tour of iconic American sandwiches and not make a stop in Philadelphia, right? You know what's coming.
Get this. According to one source, Pennsylvania has 260% more cheesesteak joints than the rest of the country. I mean, that's just a wild number. It is a statewide obsession. But here's a little insider tip from our sources. If you ask a lot of locals, they might tell you that the true, essential Philly sandwich is actually the roast pork with broccoli rabe and sharp provolone. The plot thickens.
All right, let's talk about something really unique now. A dish that you are probably not going to find anywhere outside of its home state.
Meat chislic. This is a South Dakota original. It's basically cubed red meat. We're talking lamb, venison, sometimes deer, that gets deep fried, salted, and then served super simply with a bunch of toothpicks for sharing. It is a true local delicacy. If you're ever in South Dakota, you gotta try it. Okay, our culinary road trip is starting to wind down, but we've got a couple more stops. Next up is a comforting dish from Utah that has, well, it has a pretty morbid name, but trust me, it has a delicious reputation.
Yeah, they're called funeral potatoes. But despite that name, they are a beloved staple at all kinds of gatherings in Utah, not just funerals. This super hearty casserole with hash browns, cheese, and sour cream, and that crunchy cornflake topping, it's just a perfect example of how food brings people and communities together, in good times and in bad.
You know, this quote really sums it all up, doesn't it? A state's food is a map of its history, geography, and people. It's so true. From a chimichanga that was born from a slip-up in the kitchen, to a hot dish designed for brutal winters, to a pizza that throws out all the rules. The food we've looked at today really does tell the story of who we are.
So we've journeyed all over the country. But honestly, this food tour doesn't have to end. We've barely scratched the surface. Which brings me to my question for you. What's the most iconic food where you live? What's the dish that really defines your little corner of the map?